Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into something that on the surface might seem a little dry, some ancient administrative records.
Geographical list, to be exact.
Exactly. But it's really this powerful preview of future events, all hidden in a list of who got what piece of land.
It's fascinating.
We're focusing on Joshua chapter 13, and specifically the land that Moses distributed beyond the Jordan east of Jericho.
Right, in the plains of Moab.
So we're not just looking at a map. We're asking why this bit of history is laid out right at this crucial moment as a way to build faith for the future. So let's unpack this.
Well, the timing is everything. When this is all being recounted, Joshua is old. The biggest part of the conquest, the land west of the Jordan, hasn't even happened yet.
So the hardest part is still ahead.
Exactly. But instead of focusing on that, the text just meticulously lists the past successes.
It's a retroactive accounting. So Moses had already dealt with the land east of the Jordan. Who were the main recipients?
He distributed that territory to 3 specific groups. First, you have the tribe of Reuben.
Yeah.
They got a huge area. It included the kingdom of Sihon, who was king of the Amorites, all around the city of Heshbon.
And Sihon was a major power, right? This wasn't some small-time chieftain.
Not at all. A massive victory. So that immediately sets a precedent. These names, Heshbon, Sihon, they aren't just points on a map. They represent toppled kingdoms.
Got it. So who was next?
Next was the tribe of Gad. They received Gilead, which is this, massive, very productive region.
Right.
And also half the land of the Ammonites and land stretching down toward the Sea of Chinnereth. Between Reuben and Gad, they basically carved up the entire former kingdom of the Amorites.
And the third group that settled that eastern territory?
That would be the half-tribe of Manasseh.
Okay.
Specifically, the people of Mashur. They were given the entirety of Bashan, which was the kingdom of Og.
Another incredibly formidable king.
Absolutely. And with his kingdom came 60 important towns. The point is, these were real, tangible victories against very real enemies.
But this is where it gets really interesting, because in all this detailed dividing of property and land, there was one profound exception.
Indeed. And the text makes a point of stating it very plainly. The tribe of Levi, the priestly tribe, received no land inheritance from Moses.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Instead, the Lord God of Israel himself was designated as their inheritance, just as he'd said.
Which just completely reframes the whole chapter, doesn't it?
It does. It raises this huge question about value. In a list of cities and rivers and borders, why pause to say that for one tribe, a relationship was worth more than all the real estate combined?
That distinction really changes the perspective. So let's connect the dots. We have this detailed accounting of the past, but Joshua still has these huge battles ahead on the west side. What does this list do for him and for the people looking forward?
It's a foundation. This record of past fulfillment of land already conquered and divided, it serves as absolute evidence, a testimony.
An anchor for their confidence.
That's the perfect word for it. The core insight here is that this detailed history reinforces trust for the future. You are far less likely to doubt what God promises to do next.
When you have a chapter and verse record of everything he's already done.
Exactly. The list proves that the victories over Sihon and Og were real, and the God who promised those victories is alive and working past, present, and future.
And that's really the takeaway for you, the learner. Sometimes the most robust foundation for whatever's next.
Well, it lies in carefully reviewing the faithful accomplishments of the past. It's not just history, it's about establishing credibility.
It's active reflection.
Today's sources remind us to reflect on past grace, to strengthen our trust for today. And that brings us to a final thought. Given that the Levites received the Lord as their inheritance instead of physical land, what does that imply about the nature of true wealth or promise? If a relationship is the greatest resource, how does that change the way we measure prosperity? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.